Thank you, Mr. LeBoard, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Marksville, where the courthouse just a few years ago was built. And I know many of you were there when I was here to help dedicate that courthouse. This place was full. I love Marksville, and I love Walls Parish. I'm going to tell you a story about my hometown, Winfield. It reminds me, every time I come to Marksville, I think about my own hometown. In fact, I used to tell this story when I was running for governor in the past. Early on Sunday mornings, I'd get up, and I'd go to my Catholic grandparents, and I'd hitch up a horse to the wagon, and I'd bring them to early mass. And after that, I'd bring that horse back to the house, and I'd pick up my Protestant grandparents, and I'd bring them to Sunday school at the Baptist church. Well, that went on for years and years. And I tell you, later on when I was governor, I had one of my aides come up to me and said, "Huey, I've heard you give that story so many times. I didn't know you had Catholic grandparents and Protestant grandparents." And I looked at him and I said, "Son, I didn't even have a horse." But I tell you, I'm here in Marksville. Yes, I hear something. I'm here. Oh, pay no attention to that fire alarm. Pay no attention to that fire alarm. That's just my political enemies trying to get you to leave and go take care of a fake fire. Don't leave now, because we're about to hear the truth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since you fine people elected me as U.S. Senator, I've learned a lot about our U.S. Congress. And I'm here to tell you now that two-party system ain't worth a lick. We got two parties in this country, and there ain't a lick of difference between them. In fact, I'm going to tell you something. You remember those medicine peddlers? They'd go around and they'd sell their medicine throughout the country. They'd go all over the place. And they'd sell their medicine in this bottle, and they'd sell their medicine in this bottle. Well, finally, one man came up to the medicine man and said, "Can you tell us the difference between those two medicines?" And the medicine man said, "Well, sure, there's a lot of difference between these two. In fact, right here, we got high papillorum, you see? And right here, we got low papaharum." And the man said, "Well, what's the difference between the two?" And he would always say, "Well, you see, this is what happens. With the high papillorum, they strip the bark of the tree from the top to the trunk, and then they make the medicine. With the low papaharum, they strip the bark of the tree from the trunk to the top. You see? So there's a big difference." Ladies and gentlemen, when I got to Washington, D.C., I found out that's the same thing between the two parties we have. One party wants to tax you from the neck down to the ankles, and the other wants to tax you from the ankles up to the neck. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless you.
Big round of applause for Senator Long. And as we look out into the crowd, there's Uncle Earl. Uncle Earl. Come on up to the stand, Uncle Earl.